What's going on, everybody? Hello.
Well, hello.
And welcome all to another episode of the Spooky Spooky Horror Show podcast. I'm your host,
Spooky,
Sean.
spooky.
I'm joined again by Anthony. And today we're
Yo.
going to be talking about George A. Romero's attempt, keyword is attempt, at the found
That's an
footage genre
understatement.
with Diary of the Dead. But before we get into all that,
Diarrhea. That's what I thought I heard you say. It was diarrhea of dead.
Yeah, when I said that, when the wife was like, "Hey, so what are you watching?
thoughts
Like,
on
what are you
that?
covering for the podcast?" And I was like, "Diary of the Dead." She's like, "Diarrhea? What?"
Diarrhea of the dead? See, yeah, I was like, no.
It's
No one's shooting
George-
out fucking zombies.
Yeah, it's George A. Romero's Diary of the Dead. But before we get into all that, because there's a lot, because it's Romero, so there's a whole bunch of shit that's with it.
Involved.
How has your week been?
It's been great. I got to quit a job and go start at a new one. And then my old job took my whole entire paycheck and I have no idea why yet. Supposedly it might be because of back insurance, but we're gonna figure it out.
It's still mind-boggling that
That they could take a whole
the-
paycheck, yeah.
like the entire paycheck, not just a portion of it, but the entire thing.
Yeah, like 3 weeks,
that
people no
seems
paycheck.
weird. Yeah, my week's going fine. Everything's been good. I have gutters almost up, but because I need to have the roof, like the porch roof, replaced, I can't just
Yeah.
secure the gutters to the roof like you normally would. So basically, what I need to do, I have the gutters up
Okay.
right now, but they're like underneath the roof, right? Because to get it
Okay.
to be the correct length away, I had to get one of these. Actually, I had to get a shit ton
Oh,
of them.
to
And then I had to cut wood,
block it off
and then I screwed the gutter into here,
to that.
and then this gives it
The
enough
pitch. Oh,
yeah.
well, at least you know you're going to have the right pitch.
But again, it rained, and when I woke up in the morning to go take the dogs out, I go to open up the back door, and the gutter over the back of my house
Okay.
was on the ground.
No, it fell off?
Yeah, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Is it the one you just fucking put up?
No, this is the one that's been up since we bought the house.
Oh,
So-
okay. So it's going to come down at some point.
Yeah, so it's probably like 50 years old. But now that it's down, I can see it because I wanted to replace it. But I was looking, and the screws that they used were like that big. That's how far in they were.
That's
It
no.
was
You
like-
need to go a lot deeper in there to get it more stable.
Yep.
Probably with
That
a
was
washer too to make sure it doesn't rip through.
The motherfucker that owned the house before did not do
Oh,
anything
cheap bastard!
the right
cheap
way.
bastard!
Anything the right way.
100%.
But yeah, that's been my
That's
week.
how that
so,
works. It's
I
not a
had
bad
to
week.
revert back to an old version of DaVinci to edit the podcast.
Dude, yours is just not working.
Oh no, it's a thing with when I went up to 18.6, everything was working fine. Like the issues I was having where every single cut it would take like forever to like load, all that fixed. But then there's a bug
Okay.
in 18.6 that causes every time you make a cut, the volume scoots over instead of
Drops.
staying where it's supposed to.
Oh.
So then you have to, but it's once you do any change to the audio again, it fixes itself. But it's a pain in
Okay.
the ass when there's like over 600 cuts in our podcast, and I have to.
And you
go
got to keep
through
going back
do-
and doing that. Keep doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks balls.
So I reverted back, but now I had the
Okay.
same problem of things taking longer. So
That's
I was
not
like,
good.
God damn it. So I'm probably just gonna go to 18.6 and fucking deal with it.
Just leave it.
'Cause
Yeah.
It's like, at least with that, I could go fast, and then I can just do a sweeping, like, grab and change. So, I don't know. All right, you ready to get into some production facts?
Yeah, because I'm a Romero fan, but this is one of those movies.
I am not a Romero fan.
No, if I remember correctly, you're not.
And I do go into why I completely understand what he has done
Okay.
for the genre. That is fine,
Oh, we're excluding this.
but it's, yeah. We'll get into it. Let's do some production facts.
Okay.
So, Diary of the Dead was written and directed by George A. Romero with a budget of $2 million. I don't know
God
where this
damn,
$2
really?
million went.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Even before releasing Land of the Dead, Romero wanted to do a film about emerging media, which would be digital found footage shit.
Okay.
After releasing Land, which he felt was big in scope, that's the one that had Dennis
Night of
Dennis
the Dead.
Hopper, yeah, and
Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
He wanted to go back to making relatively low budget films, and he felt that I hate that, like, whenever they talk about it, it's always emerging media idea could easily fulfill it, like that thing. Even though the film was shot in a cinema verte style, Romero still chose to have a cinematographer running the camera instead of the cast themselves. That was a big mistake.
We'll get into that.
Romero stated, "I had this idea that I could use film students out shooting a school project and zombies begin to walk and they document it. I wanted to do this subjective camera thing before anybody else was working on it. I didn't know about Cloverfield or anything else. I thought we were going to be the first guys out there with one of these. You weren't. There were other films like this.
Yeah, I have to think
before
so.
that, and they were still better."
He was late. Wasn't he late to the game?
Yeah. In his decision to have a cinematographer running the camera instead of the actors, he basically said that the failings that he saw in the Blair Witch Project were basically that, like, camera movements were dizzying and it didn't quite make sense. It made absolute sense. He didn't know what he was talking about because he's old man trying to discuss cinema. So it's Romero stated that the movie overall was more difficult to shoot than a traditional one, as it really needed to be choreographed down to the shoelaces, as he says.
No, that's not found footage.
No,
you gotta go with it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He made extensive use of computer generation imagery because it allowed him to shoot the film quickly and then add effects later. Also, the film's style, as if shot with handheld cameras, necessitated a shift from the usual method of working, which involved filming multiple camera angles and assembling scenes in the editing room. Instead, Romero filmed much of the action in long, continuous takes. He said the camera was basically 360 degrees, so everyone was an acrobat ducking under lenses when the camera came past you. He said the cast was great. They had a lot of theater experience. You could tell.
What?
The theater does not equate to film. Just
oh my god. I think it. Okay, continue.
He says, I think they could have gone from scene one all the way to the end of the movie in a single shot. They couldn't, because a lot of these actors are fucking awful. They were terrible. The whole film was shot in Toronto, Ontario,
That's a
Canada.
fucking understatement.
The film is the 5th film in Romero's Dead series, and there were some notable references to the earlier Romero films, as when the news track from 1968's Night of the Living Dead is used in the scene where the cast is in Ben's garage. This film is also a prequel rather than a continuation of Land of the Dead. Romero described it as a rejigging of the myth.
Rejigging? What the fuck?
So the film takes place concurrently with the events of Night of the Living Dead. So when 68's Night of the Living Dead is happening, so is this. That's what it's supposed to be. This is all happening at the same time.
Those kids are not in that time period.
Exactly, which is why all of this is stupid and
what
just
the
doesn't
fuck?
fucking make
sense. It doesn't make any sense. Oh my god.
This was partially based on the practical concerns Romero had when he thought that if the film took place too far in the future of the zombie apocalypse, schools would have been closed. So his whole filmmakers running around shooting a project for school wouldn't make sense.
It's a movie. Why the fuck do you need to get that in depth with that?
Yeah, it's like, bro, you're reaching for the fucking the goalpost and like you're on the 1 yard line, man. Like that's not shit you should have concerned yourself with. He was also partially inspired by the Book of the Dead anthology series, which depict other events that happened during the same time frame. Even though the 4th film, Land of the Dead, was a studio-produced film through Universal Studios, Diary of the Dead was produced by Romero and Grunwald. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Productions. Formed by Romero and his producer friend Peter Grunwald with Art Fire Films, I believe. The film went on to make $5.3 million off the $2 million budget. And Anthony, what did you think, spoiler free, of George A. Romero's Diary of the Dead?
I don't know. He disappointed me with that. I've watched Romero shit from before I was a teenager, but starting with Night of the Living Dead in black and white. And I loved all of his films. This one I absolutely hate. It didn't make any sense. It's not even set up and filmed the right way. And then the acting, I don't know. The acting is fucking terrible. I can't even like say that that's halfway good. The chick that I don't remember her name, but the one chick I just like, wow, you are the worst fucking actor ever.
The main chick?
Yes.
Yeah.
That one.
She's awful.
It's like what you like, and then she has this run like. In one of the scenes, she runs away and then runs back, and she does this like dumb fucking run. It's like no one runs like that in real life.
You can tell that pretty much all of these, the majority of these people are stage actors, because the acting, it's like they're trying to act for the people in the back.
Yes,
and it's like there's no reason to. You're on film. There's nuance to stuff. Watching the main woman
conveying.
Watching the main woman like cry about her family and stuff, I was like, oh my God, I don't fucking care. I don't believe it. Like, it's fake crying.
I think she was a dick. She was a dick.
Yes, every time like she tried to be like stern, like it didn't work, because she looked dead behind the eyes the entire fucking time.
That's so terrible.
It's like, I get on a stage, people are far enough away that like you don't need to like facially
worry about that.
But like, you're on film, a camera's right in your face,
right there, and
that's the money
is like right there.
And yeah, I've seen this movie a lot.
I've only seen it like a handful of times because of how bad it was.
Because it's like, I commend him for trying with found footage, but it's the same thing. You still haven't watched Skinamarink, right?
Yes, and I turned that off. It was fucking terrible.
Oh, so you did watch it?
Terrible. Yes, I got to like almost 3/4 of the way, and I'm like, I'm not finishing this fucking game. I can't fucking stand it. It made me so fucking annoyed. So that guy was trying to make a movie that was kind of like an analog horror you find on YouTube with Kane Pixels, the back rooms and stuff like that, where you're using like VHS stuff and sound plays a large part of it. But if you watch it with the subtitles, you'll get extra information that pops up, but only during certain things. Yeah. This guy did not understand the assignment. And he just like was trying to throw everything in. It's like, oh, it's just like with the YouTube. I'm gonna throw the shit at the fan and see what sticks. And people were like, oh, this is the scariest movie I've seen all year. And I'm like, if Skinamarink is a scary movie to you, not at all,
then you are brain broken and need to go see a doctor. Because the movie is not scary. The movie is annoying. You can't hear anyone.
It was hard to watch. Yeah,
you have like the child actors with like the microphones like deep down their throats. It sounds fucking terrible. What are you doing? And it's the same thing with this and George Romero. He saw Blair Witch and he was like, oh, I want to do something like that. Oh, but it was dizzy having normal people hold a camera. I'm gonna get a cinematographer. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be this. Then you're not making a found footage film. You're making a regular film. Then just make a regular film. Like, you don't understand the fucking medium that you're trying to do. Just don't fucking do it. That aggravates me more than fucking anything else.
I am glad he did only one.
Well, yeah, but I think this was this the last film he did?
No, I don't think this is the last film he did.
This might have been I know he was working on another Day of the Dead, which way to just fucking milk that fucking cow dry. I'm sorry. I want to say what the last thing he directed. Jesus fucking Christ, with all these ads, IMDb. Fucking hell, dude.
Pizza's in the oven. Hell yeah.
Okay, so the last movie he directed.
I don't think it's that one.
That's not right.
What?
It gave me one fucking. Right? It gave me one director fucking thing. There you go. Survival of the Dead.
Yes.
So it was the one right after this. What was Survival of the Dead? Oh, okay. No, this wasn't the one that had what's his face in it, right?
No.
Well, this is a continuation of
that one.
Of that, yeah. Yeah. So it was just yeah. It's really the only things he ever made, and it's not.
He stuck to his lane for so long. I don't know why you wanted to try that.
It's because it became George A. Romero's like Night of the Living Dead, like just Dead series in general. So it's like that's all he ever fucking made. He did do other things, but
No,
it
we
still
don't
came back
remember
to fucking this. But yeah, you ready to do a fucking plot? Because there's so
Let's
this
do
is
it.
one of those found footage films where like so much happens, but it just doesn't fucking matter.
What did you get in this debacle? All right.
Film footage from a news crew shows a story about an immigrant man killing his wife and son before committing suicide. The son and wife turn into zombies and kill several medical personnel and police officers, but leave one medic and a reporter bitten before being killed. The
I
narrator.
just want to say one thing. Wait. I got to back this up. This scene also starts off with this woman. They're filming, and then this whole thing goes on. But before anything else goes on, the ambulance and the ER stops. And I guess they were blocking the scene. They go, "Can you move out of the shot?"
Yeah,
No, they can't move out the goddamn
off.
shot. We would never have said. We would have said, "Get the fuck out of my goddamn face." That's exactly what I would have said to somebody if they said that to me on the ambulance. Who the fuck says that shit? You don't ask an ambulance to move. You move for a fucking ambulance. I was so goddamn livid. I was like, "What the fuck is that shit?" Continue.
But the narrator, Deborah, dead behind the eyes girl, explains that most of the footage, which was recorded by the cameraman, was never broadcast. The camera guy's comments about the guy eating a sandwich while they load bodies in his truck. It's like, what do you expect? Like, you gotta eat. You ate in your truck while you had bodies in it, right?
Dude, I had no choice. If not, you don't eat.
Yeah,
you literally had to eat on the go. You know how many times you'd be waiting for your food and they gotta leave?
Yeah.
You just hope you come back and it's done still.
Yeah, I love that the camera guy's like, "Oh, he's just fucking eating a sandwich." It's like, come on. It's not like he's throwing the sandwich on like the corpse's stomach and then eating
And
it.
it looked like he was a valet because there was two people already taking the people out, so he might just be a driver.
Yeah.
They did that back then, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, I even wrote he's probably been working for like 12 straight hours. When you're hungry, you're hungry.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Deborah explains that they downloaded all the footage they could from the internet and news channels to make their film, The Death of Death, a film that Jason wanted to make so people knew the truth of what was really going on. You know, a real truth seeker. The film she's talking about now was shot on a Panasonic HDX 900 and HVX 200 and edited on Jason's laptop. Basically, that's all they had when the shit hit the fan, so they just went with it. Deborah, Jason, and the rest of the group are film study students from the University of Pittsburgh. They're in the woods making a horror film with their faculty advisor, Andrew Maxwell, when they hear news of the apparent mass rioting and mass murder. Yeah. Jason is an asshole from the absolute beginning of the movie. You can immediately
100%.
tell he's an asshole.
And that old guy, I really don't understand why that old guy was there.
He was probably like a director or something. He was probably in the industry and then never succeeded.
They wanted him in on it.
So he, you know what they say, those that can't do teach.
Do they teach? Yeah.
So now he's just probably all depressed and just like drinking his life away while just make it. I'll give
watching
you credit.
kids make poor films.
Yeah. Jason is just making like some generic ass mummy movie to the point that the scenes they're filming require the mummy to shamble towards Tracy and get a hold of her dress as she runs away to pull her dress down.
What a temp.
Did you look at that dress? Like that dress would not fall off.
It would not. No, it wouldn't fall off. It
has a fucking what's the garter? Not the
corset?
garter. Yeah, it has a corset on. You're not just gonna grab
Those
it
things
and
are
fucking
tight.
pull it. Yeah,
Tight.
get the fuck out of here. Two of the students, Ridley and Francine, decide to leave the group while the project director Jason goes to pick up his girlfriend Deborah, the narrator from the university dorm, to be with the rest of the group. When he gets there, there's some dude like looting, and I don't know why. Like this shit.
I don't know
just
why you
happened,
needed this scene.
right? Like,
I don't know why this
just happened. Like you have this big fat biker in the
just grabbing
dorm.
TVs.
Yeah, like that wouldn't be happening that fast. There would be a little bit more time before this happened.
Panic and shit.
Yeah, because it's like,
what do you need a TV for at that point?
It's like at this point they're filming shit and nothing is happening. It's while they're filming shit, stuff starts to happen. So it wouldn't be happening this fast. The timeline is all fucked up. But he meets her and she's just dead behind the eyes crying, "I can't reach my family." And it's just the most unbelievable bullshit. Like, it's just fucking
God damn, tell me how you feel about it.
Dude, it was so annoying. It's, you know, like that, you know, that crying that like, perfect example, the type of crying that children do to get you to like feel bad and like do stuff for them.
Like the whimper.
Yeah, that's essentially what she was doing.
Oh, as an adult.
Yeah, and it's just like, get the fuck out of here. Like, no. So when she can't contact her family, they decide to go to her house in Scranton, Pennsylvania to check on her. They all introduce themselves.
Always a bad idea.
Yeah, they all introduce themselves for Jason's documentary. The group consists of Jason,
That
the
guy,
director.
Jason, is such a douche.
He really is. Jason is as the director, Deborah the director's girlfriend and narrator, Professor Maxwell, Elliot, Tony, another director forced to do makeup for Jason's movie, Mary, a very young She-Hulk, and the couple Gordo and Tracy, the blonde bombshell.
Gordo,
actors.
who the fuck names their kid Gordo?
I'm sure his name was like Gordon, but
and they said fuck it.
Yeah, so
that's a terrible name.
So I thought originally while watching this years ago that was just a small little like handy cam that Tracy took out to record like the little
no, that's just supposed to be a cell phone.
It is a cell phone.
Yeah,
it's either the Nokia N90 or the N93.
I remember that thing. I wanted it, but it was expensive.
Yeah, the phone could only shoot 480p at 30 FPS, and I know this because right before watching this for like another time, a video
you looked it up
from LTT, Linus Tech Tips, popped up.
Okay,
where he was testing, he was testing all like old phones and like the cameras and shit, and like pretty much like phones that were like
how it progressed,
like quirky. So it's like, oh, this one turns into a camcorder. This one is like a game console and shit. And that was one of them. While driving through the night to get to Scranton, a speeding car shoots past them. And as they drive a little bit longer, they come across the fiery car crash of that speeding car. Gordo says they should turn around. What?
Go on. I said, but there's more.
Yeah. Gordo says that they should turn around because they'll never get past that. But I'm looking in front of this window.
Giant space.
I'm looking out that window and I see a shit ton of space.
It was on the opposite side of the road.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Mack truck you could have fit in between these two.
Everyone starts screaming for Mary to back up and drive. She ends up running over the reanimated Pennsylvania state trooper and 3 other zombies. After they feel like they've driven a safe like distance, Jason starts asking Mary how she feels about what just happened.
Killing somebody. Yeah. How do you think she feels, you dick? Like, calm the fuck down.
It's like, this man does not know how to read a fucking room. Because everyone is like, what the fuck?
He's a dick. He's just, the dude's an asshole.
So she gets upset. She goes outside. Stuff happens. They drive a little bit more. They find some place to like, to park for a minute. And this is kind of where you start to get like some, I think during like the introductions for everything, Mary's like, I got St. Joseph by my side or whatever. She's apparently super religious. Yeah, I know.
She's like, fucking, yeah, I never remembered her being that in this movie. I forgot she was even in this.
I love they're bringing in religion. They're bringing it in early. And I know that this isn't Romero's like being like, but the fucking hypocrisy. I'm so religious. I'm so religious. This shit happens. And then she tries to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
I said the same thing. I was like, what the fuck is this
fucking
shit?
Pussy taking the safe way out. But yeah, for a girl
cardinal sin there, bud.
Yeah, for a chick that's talking about like religion and how religious she is and calling on the saint for help, she was super quick to just pull a gun out of nowhere and shoot herself in the fucking face.
You didn't have any idea.
Tony wasn't helping the situation at all though. Because all he kept saying is, they weren't dead. Not unless they're fucking Jesus fucking Christ. The dead don't get up and walk around.
Oh, they're dead.
It's like, brother, shut the fuck up. You are not helping it. I would have kicked Tony the fuck off the RV, be like, get the fuck out. You can walk. But also, the trooper was burnt to a crisp and violently trying to get into the RV. So, obviously, there's something not right.
Yeah.
On top of that, you have the fact that you saw the broadcast where dead people were attacking and killing the EMS and news reporters. So, what are you talking about? you know, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You know what? Sure. Why? They're not dead.
They're not dead.
But we also heard about all the rioters going around murdering people.
Murdering people.
So regardless of whether or not
People
they're
are dead.
actual like reanimated corpses, there are rioters that are killing people. So the safer option is to just say fuck it and run them over. But sure. We can make sweet, lonely religious girl feel like more shit so that she fucking
I know,
shoots
she was
herself.
just trying to help out.
On top
She
of
didn't
that,
mean to run over him.
where did she get the gun?
I don't know. That's what they said. Where did she even get a gun?
Yeah. Like,
no idea.
Tracy and Tony are awful. They're great. They're all treating the situation like it isn't real, while everyone else is taking things seriously, which gets really old and annoying fast. Her friends take her to the hospital, and it's completely empty. But they hear a huge commotion on the radio. They head into what I guess is the ER, where they find a zombie doctor and a nurse chowing down
I don't think they got
it
all the way in the ER.
Yeah. Gordo kills the doctor, but the gun jams. Deborah tries to shock the brain of the nurse. The nurse gets back up.
Eyeballs pop out.
Yeah. She's blind, so Gordo shoots her in the head.
A zombie... I need to ask, are zombies not blind?
No.
Are we to assume zombies can see?
Probably. I mean, I don't know.
But if their brain's mush, how can they see?
I mean, their brain isn't mush.
It's all scoopy in there. So
no, it's not. It's not.
Oh, no, because you have to kill it in the brain. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that is flawed. Okay.
So, yeah. Jason tells them to leave Mary with him while they look around the hospital more, because he can't leave the camera because it's charging. This battery lasts a very long time.
He's such a dick. He's such a dick.
When Deborah comes back with the new camera and the group, they find the Chow Time patient reanimating, so Gordo kills him. He starts having a mini breakdown when Mary turns, but he can't shoot her, so Maxwell does it, and it's just like, fucking sack the fuck up.
Just suck up.
You now know that zombies are real. So what the fuck are you doing? Like, it's so fucking annoying.
And that dude never gets off the camera to help anyone.
Nope. I mean, but you do get to see titties because he won't get off the camera.
Would rather let you die.
He starts having a mini breakdown. Mary turns in, so like I said, he can't shoot him, so Maxwell does. While they're escaping, Gordo is bitten by a zombie and soon afterwards dies from it.
Naturally.
I do love that the zombie walks right past Jason and attacks Gordo. Did you notice that? Because Jason's walking behind everyone because he's filming everyone.
Oh yeah, he's like the
zombie walks right past him and goes around and then goes and gets Gordo. That makes absolutely no fucking sense.
No sense at all.
No sense.
Nice character on that one.
His girlfriend Tracy begs the others to not shoot him immediately, but later she's forced to shoot him herself when he reanimates.
Yeah.
They upload this footage. They've already shot and edited, and they finally see how bad it is outside. They end up stranded when their RV's fuel line breaks. This is where they meet the deaf Amish man named Samuel, who, after blowing up some zombies with dynamite, allows them to use his barn to repair his RV. Yeah, Samuel was awesome.
My Amish dude was awesome. Yeah, he was awesome.
Tracy
he might have been the best thing of the whole movie. Yeah.
Tracy tries to repair the broken fuel line while Samuel and the group try to keep the zombies out. One manages to get in and grabs Tracy while she's under the RV, but Samuel saves her. And I think Tony shoots it in the head. I don't really remember.
No. Samuel kills himself. He ends up axe picking his head.
We're not there yet. I think the guy that he stabs the zombie that grabbed Tracy, pulls it out, and then I think Tony shoots that in the head. Because then Samuel goes and opens up the barn doors, but before he can escape with the group, he's bitten, and he kills himself and the attacker with his scythe, just right into his head. Good job, dude.
In which I don't believe that one either, because they're religious, and he wouldn't have tried to kill himself, but he did for the greater good.
It might have just been that he's like, I'm infected.
Fuck it.
He understands, so he's like, fuck it, and you got food in your beard. Passing a city, they're stopped by an armed group of survivors, the leader being a member of the National Guard. They're taken to their compound where Jason edits and uploads his footage because that's the important thing.
Because he's a dick, bro. That was such a fucked up situation.
The whole thing, the whole fucking thing.
Like, this dude is an ass. I hope he fails that class. Like,
yeah. While heading back there,
do you have the script up? Because I don't have it on mine.
Yeah, I'm trying because I'm trying to think. I think I left something out. Okay, so
I don't know what you're trying to convey.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. I put stuff. So yeah. So while Jason's heading back to his spot to edit everything, he hears news or the government's re-edited version of the original footage where they're spinning
Of course.
that the cops killed the immigrant. The immigrant they made it's like it's Fox News.
Very
The
very
immigrants did
hard.
it.
Yeah. Hard
That
immigrant
killed
on
his
that one.
family, ending with the bodies in the body bag. Deborah receives a message from her younger brother who informs her that he and his parents were camping in West Virginia at the time of the initial attacks and are now on their way home. Jason gets a video call from Ridley and Francine, that's her name, telling him if they need anything to get their asses to his house. Deborah comes in to check and see that they got like gas yet and notices a big commotion. One of the National Guardsmen had a bad heart and died, but now they can't find him. Jason gets lost trying to find his way back to the group, and Deborah's gonna go get him, but Tony tells her to just wait and he'll go get him.
Just wait.
Yeah. Jason finds himself. Yeah. Jason finds himself in what I think is a workshop area, I think, and he's jump scared by Tony. Jason and Tony make their way back to the group when the guardsmen think they found the zombie and kill him, but it wasn't him.
It's him.
Yeah. With Tony in frame, perfect frame, pitch perfect. A bunch of guardsmen walk up alongside him, like with Tony, when the zombie approaches them and just attacks Tony.
Next, Tony.
Not the other two guardsmen that were like walking 2 steps in front of the zombie, just him. He didn't even look at anyone else. Tony kills the zombie guard with hydrochloric acid. The zombie slowly keeps following him as the acid eats away at his brain. They give them enough gas to get to Scranton, but Deborah turns into a Karen and tells them to give them what they want or they'll have to kill them.
You have to kill
Fuck
them.
you,
yeah,
bitch.
And I would have shot
Put a
her.
bullet in her head.
Me and the wife were saying I would have put a bullet in the head. Greater good here. I can't believe they wouldn't do what they said they were gonna do. Just shoot them.
Mm-hmm. You prove your point. Otherwise, you just showed that you don't have the balls to follow through with your threats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the leader gives her everything that she wants. While they're driving to Deborah's parents' house, they realize their only reliable source of information now is the internet, aided by bloggers. Of course it is.
Oh yeah, that always works out
the
well.
free press. Sure. When they arrive at Deborah's house, Deborah says she'll wait for her parents and they should just get back on the road. That is fucking stupid. And
Leave her
Tony has
there.
to be the one person to like step up, not her boyfriend, Jason, and be like, we should probably wait for her. So then everyone else gets out, and then Jason's like, well, fuck, I guess we do need to just go wait with her. It's like, it's so fucking stupid. So everyone heads into the house, but Deb fucks up the alarm code, and Elliot has to get to the breaker box to turn off the siren. Because of course, he magically knows how to fucking do all this stuff. They find the parents' car in the garage.
It's a regular
but Tony,
thing people know.
Yeah, but Tony finds a lot of blood in the car. He warns her that her family might not be the same. As they walk through the house,
they're dead.
Her little brother attacks her, and Jason blocks anyone from getting there to just
help her. He stood there filming it. This dude films everybody almost dying.
It's like, just whatever. Maxwell shoots the boy in the head with an arrow, sticking him to the wall. Good shot. She runs away.
Sticking it to him.
Yeah, she runs away looking like Anna Faris in Scary Movie. That's that run that you were talking about.
Yes, terrible. Into the hallway, then she runs back the other way, does the same run. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, only to come back and find her mother eating her father's arm, and Maxwell takes care of her too. Apparently, after like all the crying, they decide to leave again, get back on the road. I think now they're gonna head to whatever the rich guy's name's house is. They're stopped by a different group of National Guardsmen. These National Guardsmen robbed them, leaving them only their weapons and their cameras. Yeah, so I skipped a lot of what they talked about because honestly it was terrible and it didn't fucking matter. Jason is watching footage from, I guess, a group going through and cleaning out zombie nests, I think. I don't really know. An elderly couple is hiding and feeding family members that have turned. The crew kills all the zombies with one of them getting bit. They decide not to kill the couple outright, but instead shoot them in the heart so they turn.
The hearts. Yeah.
They arrive at Ridley. That's his name, Ridley. At his mansion, and nothing is locked, which is a bad sign in zombie apocalypse.
And where was the chick? If I would have asked immediately, where is the girl that you were in the video with?
Yeah, where's the girl you're fucking? Where is she?
Where's the chick where's that one at?
Music is playing throughout the house, so they go searching for Ridley. They find Ridley in the panic room, and he's being very weird. Maxwell goes for booze. Elliot wants to take a bath and is told to pick one of the 6 bedrooms in the house.
The 6th bedroom. What a dick.
Tracy just wants to get that corset off. Yeah, she does.
And that makes sense.
I honestly don't know why she hasn't taken it off already. If I'm being honest.
I know, running around in it wouldn't be fucking fun.
Tracy goes out to the RV to grab some stuff, and Jason goes with her to grab another camera and gives his to Tony. Tony explains to Deborah that... Tiny? Is that it?
You're
oh,
okay?
Tony. I wrote the wrong name. Deborah...
oh, okay.
Tony? No. Ridley explains to Deborah and Tony that his parents, the staff, and Francie were killed and buried, and he buried them out in the back. Ridley shows Deborah and Tony that he buried his parents, the staff, and Francie by dumping their bodies in the family swimming pool. Ridley then abandons...
That's not burying
Deborah,
them.
Yeah, I know. But then he abandons Deborah and Tony, and it's revealed that he's been bitten and turning into a zombie himself, which explains his odd behavior. As Ridley dies and reanimates, he shambles through the house while Elliot is getting ready for a bath, and Maxwell's looking through the books in the library. Ridley makes his way outside to the RV and attacks Tracy, and instead of helping her, Jason just stands there and films.
Because she's a dick.
Yeah. She manages to get away, and Jason tells her to run. She runs into the woods with the zombie, and Jason following slowly behind. Jason even mocks Tracy. See, I told you zombies move slow. It's like, what the fuck?
I think that's also a jab too, because all the movies in between that were made with fast zombies when he was the guy that made it, zombies, you know?
Yeah, so they're running through the woods. He says, oh, look, you see how slow they are, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, the zombie's like right on top of her.
Yeah.
How the fuck did he's shambling. She's running. That's just not possible. It's the whole reason why I hate fucking slow zombies. You are not getting caught by slow zombies.
They're not supposed to, yeah.
Like, that's fucking stupid. It doesn't make sense. Fast zombies, absolutely. That's gonna be tougher to fucking get, because it's not like they run out of breath, you know? They just keep going. Yeah. Whereas a slow,
but they're supposed to be slow moving. You just can go around them, you know.
You just go.
That's always my problem.
So it's the fact that here we finally get a movie with some titties, and the zombie grabs at her and pulls her fucking top down, and her titties pop out.
And she's like, really? You finally got your shot.
Yeah. They like pop out and she turns and she's like, well, you really got your shot. And then she pulls her top back up and keeps running. And at this point, she's just pissed. But
yeah, I would be pissed too.
But this is how titties would pop out. Not when they're bound up inside of a fucking corset. Like, that's not gonna happen. She chucks one of her shoes at Ridley, knocking him down, and then she runs away. Jason is able to distract Ridley long enough to get so that Tracy can knock him out, and then they escape back to the RV. Mad at Jason for not leaving the camera to help her, Tracy leaves the group in the group's RV. Somehow Ridley gets into the house now. I don't know how the fuck any of this happened. Exactly. And he somehow gets into the house, gets past everyone, gets upstairs, and kills Elliot in the bathtub. How the fuck? Like, none of this makes sense.
I mean, honestly, he knows how to make movies. He's made a few. You know what I mean? Like, you know what to do and not to do.
Maybe
thinking through the book out the door.
Yeah. The remaining survivors hide in the panic room in the house, with the exception of Jason, who left the group to continue filming and is subsequently attacked and affected by Ridley. Maxwell kills Ridley with an antique sword, and Deborah euthanizes Jason while continuing to film.
That sword was badass, though.
We get a confessional video from Jason where he talks about the great opportunity that's fallen into his lap to document everything that's been going on. Nothing is fake. Everything is real. He's an opportunistic asshole.
It's all fake.
Just, yeah.
It's all fake.
Tony and Maxwell search the house for Deborah, and she tells them that she's going to finish his film. A large number of zombies begin to attack the mansion, including reanimated Elliot. Why did they not close any of the gates?
I said the same. Why you always close stuff behind them, and they didn't.
Like, even if
stop them from being able to get to you.
Even if she left in the RV, there's the one entrance. She leaves. You go, ah, fuck, and then you walk up and you close the gate.
Close the gate. You close it behind them.
Then the only zombies you need to worry about
Oh, the ones that
He's
are
like
locally
Elliot
inside there.
and Ridley, right? Because everyone else is in the pool, so it doesn't matter. It's not like they can get out. But they also didn't close or lock any of the doors or make sure the windows were closed and locked. They did absolutely nothing. It's a zombie fucking apocalypse. You see that these corpses are coming
They
back
want them to
life.
just
You
walk
did
right in.
fucking nothing.
They walk right in. It's like zombies owning the place.
Yeah. It's like they just thought, oh, well, we're here now. We'll be safe. This is how I know I would survive a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, 100%. Wife, no. She'd need me there.
Oh.
Me, 100%.
No, you would have to leave your wife.
Right? I feel like she'd be dead the first day. First day, I feel like she would be dead.
I hear her coughing all the time. She's gonna give away your location.
I know.
Like, babe,
I know.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Your allergies.
I'm
Your
sorry. Your
asthma is
allergies are
not
gonna kill
cut
us.
it.
You've been cut for them, team. I'm sorry.
Let me just make this quick now.
You're the first one. You're the first one that's gonna sacrifice them life for us to eat. We're doing this. Let's go.
But yeah. So the zombies attacking now force Deborah, Tony, and Professor Maxwell to take shelter in the mansion's panic room. Deborah watches Jason's recordings while in the room of a hunting party shooting people who were left to die be reanimated as shooting targets and wonder if the human race is even worth saving. And that is the end.
Not.
George A. Romero's Diary of the Dead.
Fucking terrible.
Fun facts. In the warehouse,
God.
when the group is searching the RV for the missing dead body, you can hear a television report in the background. The report is taken directly from George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead, 1968. This begins the same day as Night of the Living Dead in 1968. Although the setting has been updated to present day, the concept for the film evolved from an idea that Romero had earlier for Living Dead, which was going to be like a television series, which would also would have begun the same day as Night of the Living Dead. This was shot over 23 days. The film was shot in long takes. Romero deliberately cast actors. Everyone, it was like, I want these people.
They're stage actors.
And I want them all to be stage actors. Even before Land of the Dead in 2005 was released, George A. Romero was planning a found footage take on the zombie apocalypse. He should have just kept planning. The documentary within the film is called The Death of Death, which is also the name of George Romero's 4-part miniseries for the DC Comics zombie title, Toe Tags. Despite its freeform style...
Toe Tags, that's a good name, though.
Yeah, despite its freeform style, George A. Romero found this handycam interpretation required even more planning than a regular film, because he didn't understand how to do it.
I didn't understand how to do it.
Timeline-wise, this is not a sequel to Land of the Dead. It takes place at the start of the zombie apocalypse, not in the middle of it. Which, I don't even... Would Land of the Dead even be the middle of it? I felt like the zombies at this point are just full-on taken over.
Yeah. And wasn't Land of the Dead where they actually starting to get, like, a conscience more?
Yeah. So
I wouldn't call that
wouldn't
be this one, because this one looks like they just started out.
Yeah, this is definitely, it just started out, and then Land of the Dead would be towards the end of it, where now you have to like coexist with zombies because they're smart and shit.
Yeah.
Apparently, Quentin Tarantino had a cameo as a voiceover role as a newsreader in the film. Simon Pegg also from Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. Had cameos in voiceover roles as newsreaders. Tom Savini in the scene with the zombie doctor, a voice can be heard on the radio inviting people to aim for the head. This is the voice of Tom Savini, longtime friend of George Romero. In fact, this audio is directly lifted, and if you watch Dawn of the Dead, it's in the bonus features.
Love that. I love that fucking movie.
Wes Craven had a cameo as a voice reader. Stephen King had a cameo as a voice reader.
That's awesome.
Guillermo del Toro was one of the newsreaders, and Romero was a police officer presenting a covered up version of the press conference. He was like the police chief person. And when the characters are in the RV, an oncoming car speeds past them. The car passes on the wrong side of the road. Despite commenting on the car's speed, nobody seems concerned by this. So they're more concerned with the speed and less with him on the wrong side.
He didn't go on your ass or anything like that. Not trying to get you off the road, but he does want to get there fast and honking to let you know you should go. You should probably hit that pedal harder.
So that's it for fun facts. So what are your now spoiler thoughts on?
I think it was it was not his forte. He shouldn't have done this film because it doesn't really make sense for his kind of visionary. He should have stuck to his as much as I don't like using the term, stick in your lane, dude. Stick with the zombie movies, stick with the slow zombie movies, the methodical ones, the people stuck in fucking in malls. it works for you. And then even Land of the Dead, it was actually really good. I liked it.
Yeah. Land of the Dead was like a good conclusion where, not even a conclusion. Land of the Dead was like, towards the end, you realize that like the zombies are starting to get their consciousness back. They're individuals and stuff.
They're not getting better, but like they're starting to like.
But it's like they'll look at you and they won't just attack you. They're
like right off the
slightly
bat.
remembering who they are. So a follow-up film would have been people and zombies learning how to coexist together, which would have been
Oh, there was a movie like that. Oh,
because
fuck,
think about
what was the name?
What is it? Not Land Before Time. What's the monkey movie?
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, because later on in the film, I think it's like by the third one,
They were kind of already
the humans and the monkeys are like not cohabitating, but like there's a truce and stuff. That's what the next one of this could have been, and that would have been awesome. That would have been awesome, and that would have been years ahead of Planet of the Apes where that shit's happening, you know? But no. For me, the absolute worst part of this film is Deborah. The main
terrible
chick,
actress. She was a terrible actress.
her crying, like that
Run
her
got
crying
me,
that
man.
she
I chuckled.
but it's like her crying that she can't reach her family was probably the most unbelievable part of the entire fucking scene. And this is where I'm gonna be honest. You know I get really honest with this. I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this. We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier.
Come on.
I don't think George Romero was very good at writing scripts.
I think I think he was very simplistic in his stuff because he knew what he was making. He knew he was making a zombie movie. How you shouldn't overthink it.
Yeah, but you know what's better than all of Romero's zombie films? Zack Snyder's zombie film.
Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, far better.
Amazing. That was an amazing one.
Even his newest one, the one that takes place in Vegas, 1,000 times better than any of the films that Romero did. Like he writes dialogue terrible. He writes it like an elderly man trying to write for people that are like 40 years younger than him. If you don't know how to write the dialogue, get someone else to do it. The characters are trash. They're also stupid. The action in the film is awful. So it's like, oh, I want to, have the camera and it's going to be a cinematographer.
Oh my God.
Holding it. So
it was the
good.
worst.
It's just like, it's awful. Everything was just awful.
I would have liked it even if there was like even the battery symbol in the corner, something to make it not look cinematic the way it did.
Yeah.
And then the way the way she narrated it, it was like, this is not a found footage. This is a college person putting this together.
Yeah. Also, why did Deborah keep slipping into a southern accent? She's supposed to be from Pennsylvania.
The one that was from Texas was the blonde.
Yeah, she was blonde, but at least
she said I'm from Texas.
Yeah, but at least with her, it's like, howdy y'all, I'm from Texas. There's not everyone in Texas talks like that, but a lot of them talk like yokels, right? But Deborah isn't from the South. Deborah's from Pennsylvania. So why does she keep slipping into a southern accent?
They don't talk like that for sure.
So I'm like, I don't know. I don't like this movie. I would say, I don't remember what were our
rating scales. Well, I wouldn't pay any money to see this, that's for sure.
No.
Okay, so 1 would be a skip, 2 would be find it on free, 3 rent it, 4 looking for it on sale, and 5 watch it right now. In which this would be definitely I was gonna say 1.
A 1 is just a complete skip. At least you get to see the hot chicks.
Oh well, yeah, no, you can see
2.
it if you wanted, or if you just want to watch it the whole night of nothing but Romero films. There's that too.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were going with that one, but
yeah,
well, if you want to watch a night of Romero films, this is a Romero film.
So yeah, I would go 2. If you're gonna watch it, find it somewhere on streaming.
Definitely
watch it somewhere for free. Don't pay for it.
Not worth it.
No, not at all.
We actually do keep these ratings in like a file that we go back to, just so we make sure that we keep consistent when we talk about them.
All right, next week we got One Cut of the Dead. That's a good movie.
One Cut of the Dead?
That's a good movie.
That's a good movie.
That's a good movie.
Chef Kiss, Sprinkle Bay, Salt Bay. I would have loved watching this. This is funny. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Absurd.
Um,
Funny.
I love that film. I hate that it's getting a French remake because it's
Oh, why would it be in a French remake?
bro, it's not just a French remake, it's shot for shot the same movie.
But in French, why can't you just have it dubbed in French?
Exactly. They
Why would you
remade the
reshoot
movie
it?
and the like Asian lady producer character is the same person playing the same character in the French version.
Why? That's a waste of
Exactly.
money right there.
Exactly.
Probably
They could have
cost
made
less money to dub it.
they could have because like the premise of the movie is these producers go to this director. They want for like a Halloween special or whatever. They want to shoot a zombie film in one cut. There's no cuts. From the time it starts, it's live on TV. And
My
it
God.
goes. So it's that whole process and shit. So when you're watching the film, it's all one cut. There's no cuts.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So that
That's
they
not
had
good.
to choreograph that
That's
shit.
a lot
And,
of lot of fucking editing.
dude, it's so fucking good. That's it for the Spooky Spooky Horror Show podcast.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you all very much. We will see all of you next week. Have a good night.
Next week.
Bye.
No.